Welcome back. I'm Danny the Dinosaur Drawer, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to draw the Indoraptor from Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom climbing the roof of Lockwood Mansion. So yeah, I'll show you my iPad. Here's the, if I can get it under the tripod, here's the reference image I'm using for this drawing. It's kind of cool. We're going to be seeing the roof and the Indoraptor climbing it. So get out your pencil. I'm using my Graph Gear Classic 500 mechanical pencil and an eraser here. So yeah, the first thing I think I want to do is put the roof in, or at least a basic outline. I can't even draw a straight line right now. So yeah, put in like a slant of the roof going up. Just have it go up to the top of the page. Another thing you could do is like take a piece of paper, I guess, to make it like more of a straight line, but I'm not going to do that right now, maybe later. And then we're going to put quick outlines. Like the head of the Indoraptor will be right about here. The neck, actually the neck curves right about there. Curves up. Sort of like in a snake-like posture. And here we see the shoulder and the arm. And the cruel looking claws and fingers right here. And you can sort of see the other arm, but it's sort of back here. So yeah, that is the basic outline. The eye will be right about there. The outline might look a little messy right now, but we'll clean it up in no time. Just want to get all the proportions correct. Premeddo first, and then after that we can start penning it in. So I'm going to be using, for the pen part, this BIC4 color pen, which I used in my Titana Boa tutorial, which most of you saw. So yeah, get out your pen, whatever pen is you're using is fine, but I'm just going to be using this one. Yeah, so let's head over to the pen. So the first thing I do before I get to the pen stage is actually going to erase some of the messiness of this outline. So to make it look a little less messy. I usually do this while the camera is off and then jump to the next part, but I just thought I would show you guys every stage of this drawing. So yeah, now that we've erased some of the lines we don't need, we can continue on to the head, which is the first part we're going to tackle. So you want to give it that classic raptor, not really, sort of like bird-like look for the snout at least. Put the two crests, or the two ridges, right about here. Indoraptor is a little hard to draw because it's so black. You sort of have to color the entire thing in to make it look like the Indoraptor. So now I'm going to put some scales up here along this ridge. So we can also put some on this ridge that goes in front of the eye. And of course we're going to do some shading. So at this point I guess we could erase some more of the pencil lines. Yeah, let's go ahead and put in some shading. So guys, this is the pen that Beanie Draws uses a lot, for at least for his first tutorials early on his YouTube channel career. So yeah, if you guys would like to try it, I would sort of recommend you guys get a pack. They usually come in packs of 3. This is the classic old school one, which I like a lot. But I use it mostly for writing and math and homework and stuff like that. But it also is cool to doodle and draw. But I'm trying to do a few tutorials with it, see how you guys like it. So comment below if you like this pencil, or this pen, or just comment below if you have one. See, I want to put some wrinkles around the eye right about there. Give the whole thing like a darker shade. So if you're using a pencil, that's fine. Let's do some cross hatching right there. Put a little shading between the ridge. I'll take my eraser. You don't want to erase too soon. You have to let the ink dry for a few seconds before you pass your eraser over it, because you can end up smearing it. That's happened to me before. So for this cavity, you can use the cross-hatching method. So guys, as I mentioned in my Stiggy Moloch speed drawing video, me and my friend Nehemiah started an Instagram account, and the link will be in the description below. It's called Draw Sketcha. I know a lot of you have already followed us, so thank you. Yeah, I'm just posting everything I draw on that Instagram account, so not just my YouTube stuff. It's mostly all the stuff that's not on my YouTube channel, actually. So yeah, now we got this nice line for the lip of the upper head. Put the back of the head has like a downward curve. Here's where it attaches to the neck. Well, we're not going to draw the neck yet. And sort of to give it a scaly appearance, one thing you guys can try doing it is sort of like the cross-hatching method, and do like a bunch of lines that are sort of curved up like that. Then lines going in the opposite direction. So it looks, you have to space them out a little more than this. This is more of a shading effect. This looks more like scales. You can also just put circles inside to give it a better, more refined look. So I'm going to continue the shading on the upper jaw. As I said before, the Indoraptor is it's completely black, so you really have to not leave any white on the paper. You want to cover all the paper basically, which makes it a little harder to draw than the Indominus Rex, for instance. Also guys, comment below what dinosaurs from Jurassic World Evolution you guys would like me to draw, because I've been looking at a bunch of those pictures and they look really cool. I personally have not played Jurassic World Evolution yet, but the graphics and the pictures look amazing. So I've seen a bunch of gamers on YouTube doing Jurassic World Evolution, and yeah, there's a lot of dinosaur battle scenes that are especially cool. So if you guys would like me to do some tutorials on those, yeah, just press the comment button below and leave me a comment. And even if I do not reply, I read all the comments, and if you comment early enough, I will probably reply. So I'm going to put a little more shading. So I spent enough time on the upper part of the head. Now let's move on to the bottom jaw. But first we got to put in the teeth, just remembered. So the Indoraptor, like the Indominus Rex, has really crooked teeth, which gives it more of a mean look. You also want to have them different sizes. So the Indoraptor in this picture has its mouth slightly opened. Trying to get that bottom jaw to look right. I think it gotta curve it more like that. The problem with using a pen is that if you make an obvious mistake, it's rather difficult to reverse it. So right here I sort of made a mistake with the bottom jaw, but I can clean it up by adding some extreme shading. And the bottom jaw in the reference image is quite dark, so it's not really that much of a problem. So go ahead and use your cross-hatching method. And also, feel free to add scales. I mean, I like to keep my tutorials under 30 minutes, even though a lot of them are like 40 or 50 minutes long. But yeah, if you want to make your drawing look superb, all you have to do is add these little circles, which look like scales. And that'll make your thing look a lot more reptilian and a lot more detailed. For those of you who follow me on me and Nehemiah's Instagram account, you probably saw my Ceratosaurus picture I just uploaded. And that one took me a long time, mostly because of the scales. Because as you can see, there's like a lot of detail in that picture. I had to put in so many scales. It took a long time, but the results are amazing. Really makes your drawing look a lot more professional if you put in a lot of scales. So I've put in the bottom teeth. So the head is looking pretty good, even though I sort of had to darken the entire bottom jaw here. So now we can move on to the neck, I guess. We have this line curved. Have a vein going around the middle. You want to make this look extremely organic. And some wrinkles. The basic texture of skin. So you add a bunch of lines. I'm going to put some shading underneath this vein. Like so. And then of course we gotta put in the spikes and quills that are on the very top of the neck. Which makes it look a lot more related to the Indominus Rex. Near the back they start getting to look more like a plate instead of spikes. So I'll have these cool quills sticking out of the neck here. It's also got like another layer right here. These overlapping spikes, which eventually get spaced out on the back here. So that's pretty good. So the ear will be right about there, so put that in. Do a bunch of lines. As I said, the Indoraptor is really black, so you gotta leave no white on the paper. So I think you guys are probably not going to appreciate this, but I think I'll time-lapse this part. I'm going to be putting in scales along the neck. So now that I've finished the scale portion of this drawing, I'm going to head on to the arms, which may also be scaled, but I'm not sure yet. But I'm here to teach you guys how to do the lines first. You guys probably know how to do the scales, so you just do a bunch of different circles. And as you see here, some of them are darker, some of them are larger, some of them are smaller and lighter. You just want to have them look natural and organic. So yeah, scales are not that easy, and you don't really need my help for that. But yeah, let's continue on to the arm. So now I'm going to put in the bicep here. Put in some wrinkles. It's also got somewhat of a tricep. Dinosaurs and dragons always have really defined arms. I guess because they're reptilian. So you want to have the arm come like this. I'm sorry I made the Indoraptor eye look like this because it really looks like it's looking at us and not looking forward. It's supposed to be looking up, climbing the roof. So yeah, you want to have the forearm come up like this. The wrist will be right about there. So it comes here to a very skinny point. Then the roof is sort of at this type of angle. That's very important for when we do the hand, to know exactly what angle to draw the hand. So I have this first finger, which is actually one of the shorter ones, with its claw like that. Gotta give it a nice big claw that tapers off to a really sharp looking point there. Then put in these scales on the top of the fingers. Also on the bottom you want to give it like these pads that we have on our the bottom of our fingers. Just put the next finger in, which is probably the longest and most deadliest one. So this finger is much larger than the other one. For this one we want to put in some shading. Like so. Make it look nice, and we can put in these scales that go on top of the finger. And to give these a little bit of refinement, I want to make them look kind of shiny, because it is raining in this scene, I'm pretty sure, when it's climbing the roof. Then we gotta put in the nice long claw. Drawing claws can actually be a challenge. A lot of times I'll not be satisfied with how I drew the claw, because it either be too thick or too thin. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe a little too thick, but that's okay. Mistakes happen. Put in the shading on the bottom of the claw there. Now we're gonna put in the third claw. I'm pretty sure Indoraptor has 4 claws, but from this angle we're only gonna see 3 of the fingers. So that claw looks a little better. It's a little thinner and not as curved. Because really the finger claws are not as curved as I drew this one here. Just put some scales on top. Like so. Put in some shading to help us distinguish between the 2 fingers. Like we did here. And now we can put the top of the wrist. Put some wrinkles in there. And we want to add a lot of shading to the bottom side of this forearm. The elbow is right there. The reference image actually cuts off right here, so I'm just guessing what this looks like. Then maybe we'll have put a little bit of some shadow from the roof. I want to put in like the shingles here. Not sure if the shingles here are made of rock slabs or they're like regular modern roofs. Because a lot of times rich mansion people have like rock for the shingles on the roof. Anyways, just put in a little bit of the roof there. Now let's go ahead and keep on shading. Making it especially dark at the bottom of the forearm here. Then feel free to add scales, of course, along the forearm, because Indoraptor is a very scaly dinosaur. Just gonna add a little bit more shading around the bicep here and shoulder. And of course we see part of the body here. So make that nice and shaded in. Part of the chest there. Then I'm trying to decide right now what to do with the other arm, like where to put that. Because I think this arm is sort of bent a little back. So I'm just gonna make up my own thing here. So this arm is gonna be. Let me get a pencil out first so I don't make any mistakes. This forearm will be here, I think. I'm going to have the claws do the same thing as on this side. Except this, I make this arm bent back a little more. Let's go ahead and shade in this area. It might help right now also if we take, well, let's not erase that part, that'd be kind of dumb because we just did that, but let's erase some of the pencil lines. That might clear things up a bit. Let's erase all that pencil stuff, including this part of the roof actually. I'm going to erase that. And yeah, now let's focus on this arm, which is not really clear what it looks like in the reference image, so I'm just basically making it up myself, which can be kind of risky. So elbow should be actually right about there. Forearm. And here's the problem, I'm not sure where to put the thumb finger, but we could just not draw it. Just put in the 3 fingers. So finger number 1, right here. The thickest finger right here. And that claw. We don't really see the other one that clearly. Put a little bit of it sticking in there. Now we can erase this mess that I've made. Let's erase that. And now we can do what we did to the other hand and do the same to this one by adding the scales on top. Once we've done that, we'll be almost done. Let's put a little more shading on this one. Like so. And now we got the other arm done. So yeah, the Indoraptor is climbing up the roof right now with his arms stretched out. Sort of want to make the neck a little thicker because the arms and the body look so thick right here. So let's add a little extra to the neck. Let's beef up the Indoraptor. Like so. That looks a little better, in my opinion at least. This is sort of a risky drawing. I mean, I'm making up most of it. reference image cut off like right about here, and you can only see part of the head. So yeah, you guys probably know what I'm gonna do now. I'm probably gonna set a time lapse the next section, and that's where I'm gonna just be doing a bunch of scales and stuff. And then at the end, I'll show you guys how to finish the roof. And I'll also put in the moon, which will be right about there. I'm probably not gonna worry about the clouds in the background because that would take forever. But yeah, now let's go ahead and start doing some scales, and you guys will get to see that done in a few seconds. So now that I've put in the scales for the arms, which look pretty good in my opinion, I'm going to take a piece of paper for the roof, like I said earlier, and we're going to make a proper slant. So let's see the slant is. Make it the right degree, I think is the right word. I'll just run it along this piece of paper because I'm not the best at drawing straight lines, which actually can be quite difficult to draw. Even right now, this doesn't look too straight to me. But it's in pen, so it's basically written in stone. Once you draw something in pen, you can't really go back and erase it. Yeah, let's put in the basic shingle. Just like marks going in different directions. People, I think, will get the idea that it's a roof. Especially, I think, with the slant going up. But the horizontal lines, like right, these ones here, you gotta make them look a little darker than the ones that go up the side there. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much time and too much detail on the roof because that will end up detracting from the glory of the Indoraptor. But the next part, which is quite important, is we're going to be doing some shading, basically the shadow of the Indoraptor on the roof. And this will make the drawing look a lot more 3D and a lot more believable. Oftentimes people forget to put shadows in under their dinosaur or something like that, and it'll end up looking like it's just standing in the middle of nowhere. So I often like to put shadows. Like so. So yeah, that's pretty good for our shadow for the Indoraptor. And right now we can just sign our drawings in the corner. Be sure to put the date because that's very important. And for fun, I might put in the moon. I'll just do that in pencil because I'm not sure if I want to do it in pen. So the moon is right there. So the moon behind there. Actually, that's kind of cool with the when we use the pencil. A lot of times I've seen Beanie put the two together, and it really has a cool effect sometimes. So I'm gonna put a little bit of pencil on the roof and smudge that around. And yeah, presto, here's our finished Indoraptor drawing. So yeah, if you guys have enjoyed this video, leave it a like, comment on what you'd like me to draw next. And also go follow me and Nehemiah on Instagram. Draw Sketcha. I'll have the link in the description below. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.